Welcome, everybody. So it's February 20th, 2023, and I am super excited that you joined us to hear about gut health. And I'd like to welcome a very special, well, I want to say guest, but you're not really a guest to me, but some of them maybe. So this is right here with me in my office. I have Mindy Bond, RN, who happens to be my daughter. Lucky me. So Mindy is a wife to Dave, a mom to 4-year-old Ruby, and resides with her family in Allen, Texas. And Mindy has been a pediatric nurse for 15 years, specializing in NICU and pediatric emergency medicine. She is passionate about helping moms and families find ways to improve their health and maybe even sneak a few fruits and veggies into those picky kid diets. And tonight she is here especially to talk to us about gut health. And I know I'm super grateful because, this isn't Mindy's area of expertise per se, but what I love about a nurse is she decided to dig in and study it. And so I know today she was digging in and reading journal articles because we've been playing around with this and learning about gut health and seeing what it does for us. And it made her want to learn more. So welcome, Mindy. I'm so happy you're here. And take it away.
Why, thank you. I'm excited to be here. And basically, I get to talk about poop, which is one of my favorite topics because I'm a pediatrician, right? Talk about poop, and that's one of the things our gut does. So I'm gonna share screen. All right, here we are. So symptoms of poor gut health, because I thought we should start with, do I care? Why do I care if my gut is unhealthy? What's the point? Does it matter? And, I've had a colonoscopy and my GI doctor said it was fine, so I'm good, right? Or I poop once a day, once a week, whatever. It doesn't hurt. I'm fine, right? So is that right? No.
No, we know. We used to think that was
Yes,
right.
but we're learning so much. So I like this because this gives some of the symptoms of poor gut health. And this is not an exhaustive list by any means, but these are some of the highlights. And so it starts out with the more obvious ones: bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, heartburn, weight gain, weight loss. Those seem, relatively obvious. They all relate to our gut. But then these are the ones that we're really just learning about in modern medicine. And even modern medicine hasn't quite figured it out. It lags a little behind sometimes. So sleep issues, skin irritation, and acne, and eczema too, I would add to that. Autoimmune issues, mood disorders, brain fog. Wow, I don't want to have any of those things. And I think probably everyone here has struggled with some of those at some point in time, and we probably all know people who struggle with them a lot. So who knew that all could be fixed by taking care of our gut, maybe? So why does gut health matter? It affects our immune function. It affects our mental health. And I know I like when my mental health is good and happy and healthy. It affects our sleep, and I really like to sleep. Digestion, skin health. I want to look pretty, right? Who doesn't want to look pretty and not have acne and sunspots and all sorts of stuff? So who knew that the gut did all of this? But wait, there's more. And I know this is little, and we'd be happy to share this information with you afterwards if you're interested in it. But I will read through these. It improves heart health. It helps in controlling blood sugar levels. It reduces the risk of irritable bowel syndrome and inflammatory bowel disease. It reduces constipation. It improves symptoms of depression and other mental health disorders. It improves sleep, it helps in weight loss, it improves the skin, it reduces the risk of chest pain and heart attacks. That's a big deal. Reduces harmful bacteria in the intestines, improves digestion, improves liver health, reduces the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia, reduces the risk of autoimmune diseases, reduces the risk of many cancers, and improves your energy. Sign me up.
I'm in.
Do you want any of those things?
I want all of those things. I
Right?
had no idea.
Yeah, I did. Well, I went to nursing school and I had no idea. They don't teach this in nursing school and they don't teach it in medical school either. So I really liked this just to give some general statistics. Health begins in the gut. 70 million Americans suffer from a digestive disease, and it costs our country approximately $100 billion with a B dollars annually. That's crazy. And I don't want to be part of that statistic if I don't have to be. So our gut hosts between 500 and 2,000 different microorganisms. So that's bacteria, yeast, parasites, viruses predominantly. And 60 to 80% of our immune system and immune function is located in the gut. So when we enter cold and flu season, or we're worried about COVID or whatever, nobody says, well, make sure you're taking care of your gut health. That's how you're going to prevent getting those viruses. No, maybe we think vitamin C will help you, but mostly we're like, good luck, wash your hands. Have fun with that. I mean, who knew that so much immune function was influenced by the gut? More than 40 diseases have been linked to bacterial imbalances in our GI tract and in our microbiome, including depression, arthritis, IBS, and cancer. Crazy.
I really don't want cancer.
No, thank you. We have a lot of that in our family,
We
and I would like
do.
to not sign up for that. Our bodies have more cells that are bacteria than we do human cells. We are more microbes than we are human, it turns out. Who knew? And gut bacteria create, I've heard as low as 80%, and then this says 95% of the body's serotonin. That's a neurotransmitter that your brain needs to feel happy. Do you want to feel happy?
So much.
I think everyone probably wants to feel happy more.
Yeah.
And it turns out you have to have a happy gut to feel happy. No, Keith wants to cry. He's giving sad pouty faces. So I know that it's super simple. I just wanted to show you guys how simple gut health is. It's very straightforward. I mean, this is just, you look at this and you definitely understand what you need to do now, right? We could just be done. I found this today and I was like, oh, no wonder I was a little confused. So, this is just showing up at the top here. These are things you ingest, you eat. Oligosaccharides, polysaccharides, that's fancy for sugar. Proteins, peptides. See, these are things we eat. These are things that hang out in our GI tract. So different bacteria and stuff like that. And then down here, these are all the things. These are some of the things they make. They make lots of other things too. We want to make the green things. We don't want to make the red things, right? So now you've got it down. But in case it wasn't clear, I thought this one would clear it up because this is better, right? You look at this and you're like, I think I know what a prebiotic is.
Oh, Lord.
After that, yikes. So we're going to simplify this a little bit today because that's crazy. So this is one of the tools we are going to use to reset our guts. And you're also going to hear from a couple people that we've been practicing with that are starting to see some changes, which is really exciting. And this is not a get rich quick or get healthy quick kind of deal. This is a learning how to love our guts and do better and really kind of transform our guts over time. Mm-hmm. So we have fruit and veggie capsules, and we have Complete, which is a delicious protein powder that you can use to make a shake or other things, and it actually tastes good. Like so many of those are chalky and nasty, And I know if I put Dave Bond on the screen, he would tell you about how nasty and chalky so many of those are because he has tried a bunch of them, Mr. CrossFit. So we are going to decrease bacteroids and increase butyrate and increase glucose clearance, right?
Clear as mud.
Yeah, you totally know what all that means.
Oh, yeah.
No. All right, we're going to go through these. We're going to decrease bacteroids. What in the world is a bacteroid? It sounds like it's an asteroid filled with bacteria or something, right? We don't know. Bacteroids are pathogens. That's bad. We don't like those. And are found in most anaerobic infections that have an associated mortality rate of more than 19%. Basically, these are bad bacteria that can live in your gut. And when you don't have enough good guys to crowd out the bad guys, then these guys take over and you have a 19% chance of dying. We don't want that. We definitely want to decrease bacteroids. Increase butyrate. Why does that matter? Butyrate provides an energy source for your colon cells. So it feeds, it's about 70% of the energy your colon cells need. Why does that matter? Because a huge majority of the nutrition that you absorb from the food you eat happens in your lower GI tract, which is your colon. And so if your colon isn't working right, even if you do a good job of eating, you're not going to absorb the nutrition you should from what you ate. And then, all of those other things we just talked about that the gut does. It supports your immune system. It reduces inflammation. It helps prevent heart attacks and cancer. And it's really important that our colon is happy. And then this is a little bit more about butyrate. This is one of those things, I think 10 years from now, probably everybody's going to know what butyrate is and what it does. But we're not there yet. So it improves insulin sensitivity. What that means is when your body makes insulin, you eat carbohydrates, fruit, ice cream, whatever, you eat carbohydrates, it makes glucose in your body, and then your pancreas releases insulin to use that glucose, right? And so we want our insulin to work well, and we want our glucose levels to come back down and not stay high. So insulin sensitivity means that is all working better, which is what we like. Increases metabolism and maintains gut barrier. When that leaky gut happens, when that gut starts to get leaky, which is where the cells are not closed up all the way, they start to get gaps in them. And then stuff that is inside your colons can start leaking outside your colons. And that's one of the common causes of food allergies. And so some of that is preventable. It has been shown to decrease fat storage. Absolutely, sign me up for that.
Yes, please.
And decrease permeability, which again is that leaky gut. We're going to stabilize blood sugar. It is the energy source that makes our colon happy, and it is a powerful anti-inflammatory and improves stress resistance. So if you have any stress in your life, you want butyrate in your colon. And then glucose clearance, which I kind of already talked about, that we're clearing our body's glucose when we eat it, and improving it improves our metabolism and supports our body in preventing diabetes, hopefully. So
before we go there, we've got some stories.
I like stories. I'm going to stop sharing then.
Okay.
So that we can have story time.
I think we're going to start with my friend Keith. So Keith, you've been doing this a little bit and learning about your gut. So we would love to hear from you. What has been happening? Have you noticed anything? So can you just tell us a little bit about your experience, and then Nurse Mindy will kind of help you translate it?
That would be wonderful, because I'm a little unclear on how all that works. So I would love to hear the explanation. Okay, so let's talk about poop. Yay! So one of the things that you mentioned was I should be at a 2 poop a day kind of habit, and maybe after some time I'll get there. I'm not there yet. but I am a consistent one time a day. But there's a noticeable difference because I've been doing this for, I think we're going on 3 weeks. This is my 3rd week starting, and there are differences. Like the timing is shockingly consistent. So that's a good thing. Do you want to comment on that, or shall I move on?
Keep going. You're doing awesome.
Okay. So as you guys know, I had a very uncomfortable few days last week. And I would have sworn up and down. In fact, I did tell everyone that it was food poisoning because the symptoms I had were exactly like food poisoning. The only thing I couldn't figure out though is that the thing that I ate was the same thing I had the night before, and it was refrigerated immediately after I finished it the night before, and I never had any problems with that. So I couldn't, and there was nothing different in my diet. There was still the shake in the morning, and then this other food that, well, I'll tell you what it was. It was a pizza, and it was a meat lover's pizza, and it was delicious and wonderful. But I hadn't had anything like that in probably 6 weeks. So the way you explained that, if you would like to take over, please explain.
Yeah. So basically, when you do this well, which Keith and others have been, we have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria that live in our gut. And so things like sugar and certain oils like canola oil and totally had a brain fart, but a couple other things feed the bad bacteria.
Alcohol.
Thank you.
Processed food.
That's what I was looking for. Yes.
You're welcome.
Whereas your fruits and vegetables, your fiber, those phytonutrients, they feed the good guys. So as we start feeding the good guys and stop feeding the bad guys, it's very common to have some pain and some nausea and to smell maybe a little bit terrible because I mean, things are literally dying inside of you and they're going to have to come out. And it's a really good thing and it's a healthy thing to be celebrated, but it can be an uncomfortable thing. And I know, Keith, you were uncomfortable for a couple, 2-3 days, right?
Yeah. It was 3 or 4 days before I could eat anything, really solid. I was on the brat diet for several days.
Yeah. So, we keep feeding those good guys and the bad guys are going to die off. And that's an exciting thing, but not always a comfortable thing in the short term.
And I think when we had, because I had that too. I didn't have it as severely as you reported, but my lower gut just ached for a few days. And because I know a little bit about it, only a little bit, I just kind of kept telling myself, this is good because I know that means that bad bacteria is dying off, and when you're detoxing, it's got to leave your body, right? Somehow. And that it's something that I want to celebrate because I want those results, that big visual she showed with like 16 different things. I want that stuff. So to me, it's worth it.
Totally. So, and not everybody, Megan's going to share, and she didn't have significant pain or nausea like that. But it can happen.
Did you have anything else, Keith? I feel like you had one more.
Yeah, the thing that I mentioned earlier is that that I'm really excited about was the added sugar that with the detox and with the gut reset, you've got me focused on the fermented foods. So there's more yogurt and throw some fruit in there and honey and things that are natural. So I've made that transition, and that's all I've been eating are those natural sugar kind of things.
Oh, we froze.
We froze. Oh dear. Dave. What do we do?
Just wait. Okay.
Should I turn off my? Do I want to turn off my Wi-Fi here? And other devices?
For me, so
They're back.
Oh dear. We were gone. Did anybody else get kicked off?
Dave did for a little bit.
All right.
Must
So
have
it
been
was
the Wi-Fi in
obviously
the house.
all right. Anyway, keep going, Keith.
oh, that was it. I just dared that he's craving the natural sugar stuff now, as opposed to, you know, the junk food and you know, the candy and stuff. So it's that switch is a huge success for me.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. And I think Megan had a couple things to share with us as well.
Yeah, I started when Melanie and Mindy and a lot of the there's like 10 of us, I think, when we first started, like 5 or 6 weeks ago. And I before that, of course, it was December, you know, we all like to go crazy around Christmas and eat the bad stuff. And so I personally was not feeling very good. And so I was like, I need a significant change. And like, I know we've, as a health-minded community, we've been learning about the gut, and we were on different calls about gut, and I was like, I definitely need this. And so I honestly had a lot of like stomach pain because I was eating really bad. And so since doing this gut reset, I don't have that anymore. I feel lighter. I'm not as bloated as I was. And I think partially because I was probably constipated, and I'm not that anymore. And overall, my energy has gotten a lot better. I remember one time at work recently, I was just vibrating with like energy. And I was like, I just couldn't stop. And I was like, and all the girls I work with, I'm a barista, and I had no caffeine prior to all of this, because I personally wanted to like decrease my caffeine levels, because I feel like that's kind of, I don't need to add caffeine if I already have caffeine or have that natural energy feeling. And so, and I was just like being like goofy and crazy at work and just being spunky and feisty. And I'm just like, where is this coming from? Like natural feeling. I was like, I can tell I'm feeling better because I'm just acting my goofy, healthy self. And my coworkers are like, what's going on, Megan? Like, are you okay? Like, you're not acting like you normally would. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm feeling good. Like, I've got my sleep. I'm good. And so, yeah, so I definitely can tell, like, when Mindy was talking about like your mental state improving, like totally. And like getting off of work and like going on a walk has really been helping me too with getting that benefit too. And I've been really enjoying those and getting the sunshine. And overall, I feel way better than I had been feeling for a long time, and better sleep quality, because I used to work third shift for a while, and I can tell my sleep has improved a lot because I'm getting that deeper sleep. I'm dreaming, and I'm yeah, feeling more refreshed than I had for a long time. So definitely this stuff works. And
Awesome.
I love what I'm feeling and how the results are going. I'm excited to continue on in healing and improving my health. So
Thank you for sharing. So this is coming from somebody in her 20s. And as a contrast, I am in my 60s. I'll give you a hint. I'm eligible for Medicare in August. Okay, so I've had similar results to what Megan is reporting. And I think last week was week 6 that we've done it. And I think at least 2 of those weeks we had birthdays or something to celebrate.
Traveled
and so we didn't do it as faithfully those weeks, but the other one, we did as much as we could.
Yeah.
So this is not being like pure on program, but on day 1 of week 6, I woke up like the Energizer Bunny, and I had more energy than I have had in years. And it's saying a lot because I came down with adrenal fatigue in 2019, and it's been taking me a while to come back, and I've been better every year. But this was beyond that. It was just ridiculous. And then Mindy and I went to the gym one day, and there are like 2 flights of really big flights of stairs upstairs to where we were going to work out. And I just ran up the stairs. I was like spring loaded, it's just so good to feel good. And then later that day, I went out to get the mail, and I went out barefoot, but I felt like running. And I haven't felt like that for so long. So I didn't run because I was barefoot, but I thought, oh, I want to run. And then I've had way better clarity of mind. And I agree too with Keith that my cravings are gone. Just, when I eat in a way that supports my gut, the cravings for sugar and junk just it's not perfect, but for the most part, they go away. So it is just really exciting.
Yeah.
So now we're going to throw it back to Mindy so she can tell you more about exactly what the gut reset is, and you can decide if that's something that you want to do.
All right. So that's our glucose clearance we talked about. Okay. So what do I need to do? We have Complete for you to purchase, and that is the smoothie mix, and it is delicious, but it also is loaded with a lot of fiber and other hidden plants that are going to really feed that good gut bacteria. And so they just did a research study, and this combo of products does increase butyrate and improve glucose clearance, and it's pretty amazing. I mean, it does good stuff.
The thing that I want to say about that is, so the minimum to participate is to buy 1 pouch of the Complete, which comes in chocolate or vanilla, and that's $42. And we do have a Facebook Messenger group where you'll get a whole lot of accountability, and you'll also get a whole lot of coaching from Mindy and from me, and you get that for free with whatever product that you do decide to purchase. But that pouch of Complete is the minimum.
Yes. And we're gonna do before and after assessments. You're gonna get a reset guide. You're gonna get a shopping list and trackers, and we'll be with you every step of the way. And so what is this gonna look like? You're gonna use your Complete every day. You're gonna take your capsules every day. We're gonna use our tracker every day, and then we're gonna chat in our messenger group every day, so that we can really support you. And so this is kind of the short version of what we're aiming for here. 5 ways to improve our gut health. We're going to eat a lot of plants. The newer research shows that the people who eat more than 30 different plants and spices in a week have the best health. And so I really like this broader perspective, because I think we can all fall into the diet mentality too much. And it's not really about what you do or don't eat on one day. One day is not going to make or break you. But if you eat 30 plants in a week, then things are going to start to improve. If you exercise regularly, so it's more about the big picture. And I like that. So these are the things we are going to talk about when we're doing the gut reset. We're going to have our Complete shake and our plant powders and our capsules. We're going to eat our 30 different plants a week, which is approximately 4 per day. We're going to increase our fiber. So a minimum of 25 grams for women and 38 grams for men. And we have lots of ideas and tips to help you find that if that is a struggle. But that's really going to feed that good gut bacteria. It also, increased fiber has often been shown to reduce cholesterol levels. Cholesterol can kind of almost stick to the fiber and make its way out. It's pretty cool. We are going to eat more fermented and probiotic foods. And I know when we started, we were like, what's that? That can be kombucha. That can be kefir. It can be sauerkraut. It can be yogurt, like Keith talked about. There are other fermented foods. We've been using a sour cream that's got the live cultures in it. And so the way you know it's a fermented food or a probiotic food is when you read the label, does it list all those funny bacteria names? Does it list some of those? Then it's got the good guys in it, the fermented stuff to feed and populate your microbiome. Sunlight and nature. Who knew that sunlight was so magical? That's like a whole nother Zoom for another day, but
Right.
the early morning sunlight is different than the sunlight the rest of the day, and it doesn't have the same UV rays. It actually has way more infrared rays. That's why you don't get a sunburn early in the morning, but it actually can be very healing, and it's kind of magical. Exercise 30 minutes, sleep 6 to 8 hours. But I like that it's way more about, look at all the things we're adding in before we've taken anything away. We are limiting our added sugar and keeping it under 25 grams or less. And I really like that. So if your coffee creamer is a deal breaker to you and it's under 25 grams, then have your coffee creamer and just figure out how many grams it is and plan for it. Not the end of the world. Love that. We're avoiding processed food and vegetable oils and seed oils. That's the canola oils and all those. They have been shown to be really inflammatory. We are avoiding or limiting alcohol. We are connecting with our friends in the messenger group and doing some kind of mindfulness meditation, whatever that looks like for you. These are all things that have been shown in clinical research to help improve your microbiome. And who knew?
And you get a gut reset guide that explains a lot of it. Plus, we talk about this stuff in that group, and we'll help you walk through it because you're like, fiber, what? You get a lot of coaching on that.
And some of us have been practicing for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we've got some tips and tricks. We will also send you a grocery list that is going to highlight some high fiber foods and some probiotic foods. And then last but not least, I think is you.
There you go. Me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we actually have groups starting every single Monday. And the cool thing is after people start, most people don't want to quit because they're seeing results and they want more. And I love that that's happening. So this has a different date on there.
That's when we first started.
Yeah, that's when we first started on January 9th. And we have, it's open. You can start literally anytime. If most people want to start on a Monday, but it doesn't matter. We can get you started whenever you want to do that. And so there's good, better, best. As far as participating, it depends on what kind of results you want. You're going to get the most results with the best package, but it's great. It's good if you start out with the complete, and that's $42 for one pouch for you to try it for a while. There's no way I am going to be able to see those little bitty numbers.
I can zoom in.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Better is the complete along with the fruit and veggie powders. And so that, the complete, $42 for one pouch, that's 15 servings. There's another way to order it if you think you already know you love it and you want to get 60 servings. And then the capsules, those fruit and veggie capsules are $54 a month. And it comes in a 4-month supply, but you can pay monthly. And then the best package, of course, is, I know we both do this. We take all 4 kinds. There are fruit, veggie, berry capsules, and there are plant-based omegas. No fishies were killed in the making of this incredible product. And then along with the complete. And so the quad of all 4 kinds of capsules are $112.50 per month. So it's just up to you where you want to jump in. You can do it for as little as $42 and get in our coaching group and get that coaching for free. So we would love to do that if that is of interest to you. Thanks for coming out. I think we can jump off of here so we can see your faces. Please talk to the person who invited you if you want to get more information. And hopefully with that little glitch, the quality of the recording will be good enough that we can share with people. And here's to your gut health, everyone. So I hope you have a really fantastic evening. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.